Alright, so Venezuela news for now. Juan Guaido has had his top aide arrested. He's been stripped of his parliamentary immunity and now claims that his march over to the, to the city of, I'm probably going to butcher this, Barquisimeto, has been blocked by the dictatorship, i.e. referring to the administration of Nicolas Maduro, a fucking bus driver becoming president of a country. That's just weird. I'm sorry. That's just weird. That feels weird. That'll never not feel weird to me. That's like if one of our local city bus drivers here where I live is a Hispanic fellow by the name of Alar. If he just randomly decided to become president of the United States, God, that would just feel so weird to me. And I see no difference between that idea and that of having Nicolas Maduro. I see no difference between the two, honestly. It just feels so strange. But excuse me. The argument continues, stating that Nicolas Maduro, it says that even though Juan Guaido is recognized by most nations as the rightful leader of Venezuela, he claims that Juan Guaido is a U.S.-backed puppet and is currently leading an investigation into Guaido's background. Well, you know what? To be perfectly honest, with this country's foreign policy and our history in the last 2 decades, I hate to agree with the left on anything, and the left here in this country pretty much follows that particular theory on Juan Guaido's background. But as much as I hate to agree with the left on anything, I genuinely believe that it's probably true. It fits in with our foreign policy. It fits in with this country's personality since George W. Bush. Hell, possibly even since George Bush Sr. Since Herbert Walker Bush. You're right. It's right up our government's alley. It's exactly something we would do. Mind you, just because it's believable is not a guarantee that it's an absolute truth. So be open-minded, be skeptical, be a little cynical, not too cynical, but just consider the possibility, because it's very likely that Maduro is correct and that the left is correct on this one thing, at least. It is entirely possible that Guaido could indeed be U.S.-backed. And quite possibly, most countries prefer to recognize Guaido purely because he's preferred to Maduro. It's a biased sort of preference, not for any actual right of leadership in this case. Hell, I might even go so far as to say that Guaido might be a U.S. government agent of some sort. That too would very much be in character with this country's practice. Not to mention the fact that he said some things in the past concerning the presidency of Maduro and Venezuela in general, that he sounds very, very friendly to the U.S. Eerily so. I'm not gonna lie, have you ever played Mercenaries 2 World in Flames? Like, the main villain from that, I think his name was Solano. If he were real and actually taking over Venezuela and wanting to nationalize their oil, and so the countries have to come to buy it rather than just take it, I think that would be in Venezuela's best interest. Someone like that, you know. Not that I necessarily care so much about the country's fate, but they have the right to their own sovereignty, to their own financial security, and I think Guaido, to some extent, compromises that. Whereas Maduro seems insistent on a totally independent Venezuela, which they have the right to be so. Anyway,